We are in the last part of this week. Okay, guys. Well, we are going to continue. Remember the last class we were talking about how to report what other people tell us. We checked some examples, some exceptions too. And hold on, I'm going to show you now the slides we were checking yesterday, right? So when you repeat what other person said, we checked that you can use these called backshift rules. The backshift rules are just try to take one tense back. Remember that tense significa tiempo gramatical. So the tense, for example, can be simple present, simple past, etc. The tense can be a change in a past tense, right? Aquí teníamos este cuadro y explicábamos cómo funcionaba, ¿no? If you have a sentence in present tense, so present changes to past, right? Past changes to past perfect. And present perfect changes to past perfect too. And past perfect doesn't change anymore. So this, you can see in some sentences, for example, if you say, they will go to Spain, for example, ellos van a ir a España, they will go to Spain, y yo quiero repetir lo que alguien más me dijo. I would say something, yo diría algo como, he told me they would go to Spain, ¿ya? Él me dijo que ellos irían a España. Entonces ya no digo irán, sino irían. So it's exactly the same thing here, yeah? It's the same thing. You use the same logic in Spanish for the reported speech. You only need to follow the backshift rules if you think it's correct to apply them. Here we have this chart, so you can compare with me how we change the tense when we report the sentence. Si alguien dice algo en presente y tú repites lo que esa persona dijo, entonces cambias a pasado. I want a holiday. She told me she wanted a holiday. Quería, yeah? But I told you something, but let's continue before explaining that. Bob is annoying me, me está molestando. Jane said Bob wasn't annoying her. Jane dijo que Bob la estaba molestando, ¿ya? Cuando yo repito, cambio el tiempo un tiempo atrás, ¿ya? I have eaten too much, he comido mucho. Past perfect, he said he had eaten too much. Él dijo que había comido mucho. The class has been interesting. And dijo que la clase había sido interesante. Entonces, has been, ha sido, cambia, had been, había sido un tiempo anterior. I saw her arrive, la vi llegar. He told me he had seen her arrive. Él me dijo que la había visto llegar, un tiempo pasado. So you see the logic, we take one step back. Y esto se le llama back shift. Back shift is changing the tense one step back. Yeah. So I told you that this is not always necessary. You don't need to do it all the time. Sometimes the best thing is not to use it, right? Because if someone says, él dijo que le gustaba el rock, a lo mejor podría entenderse como que ya no le gusta. Bueno, es difícil, ¿no? Creo que por el contexto no hay confusión. But in this case, you could keep the sentence the same. Simplemente puedes decir, he told me he likes rock because it's still true. He told me he likes rock music. He told me he is a lawyer. Me dijo que él es un abogado. Y si bien es lo más correcto decir, he told me he was a lawyer, that would be the correct thing, ¿no? Cambiar a pasado. It's preferable. I think that I hear more often the option that is not backshift. Ahora sí que depende mucho de la persona. Hay personas que no van a utilizar backshift, hay personas que sí van a utilizar backshift. Lo que sí es que backshift se considera que es lo más correcto, digamos, de acuerdo a la gramática, entonces sí es un inglés más escrito. sí tienes que respetar lo que es backshift, ¿ok? Here you have this chart. I will tell you memorize it. Les diría a lo mejor memorícenlo. Pero de hecho creo que la lógica es muy parecida al español. Nosotros decimos igual, o sea, si yo te digo, eh, él se fue y lo vas a repetir, tú me dirías, él me dijo que él se fue o que él se había ido, right? So it's the same thing in English, just with this thing that the rules are not like that strict, okay? La gramática en ese sentido no es tan estricta que siempre tengas que cambiar del presente al pasado o del pasado al pasado perfecto. But preferably you need to try to do this. This is like the best option. Yeah, this is the best thing. Esto es lo mejor. Ujú. Okay, so this is what we checked yesterday. We learned this yesterday. También vimos que, por ejemplo, los modal verbs, algunos no cambian, otros sí. For example, you see that if you have one sentence in will, you change it to would. Just like in Spanish, I will take you out tonight. Te sacaré esta noche, no sé. Eat something. Él dijo que me sacaría. Yeah? So, it's the same logic. Then, can, yo puedo fácilmente pasar el examen. Ella dijo que ella podía, ¿ya? Pasar fácilmente el examen. So, can changes to could. Must es de como, must sí cambiaría en este caso a had to, que es deber. Si yo digo, you must leave immediately, te debes ir de inmediato. Él me dijo que me tenía que ir, ¿ya? Pues aquí no puedes utilizar must. ¿Por qué? Porque must no existe en pasado, ¿ok? No puedes poner must de una forma que sea pasado, ¿ok? That's the reason. Por eso cambia a had to. May cambiaría a might, que realmente ambos significan podría, pero, you know. Then there are some other ones like off to, that means should, is a synonym of should. It doesn't change. Should doesn't change itself. Would doesn't change. Could doesn't change. And so on. So, they don't change. Like, you don't really have to worry that much. Yeah. Okay. So that's the rule for the back shift. Yeah, that's the rule. Now, I would like to be here a little bit more clear with these things. So usually when they teach you the reported speech, they said you always have to follow these rules. You always have to use back shifts, like changing one tense in the past. But that's not true. We have some things that would make you prefer not to use back shift. And that is when the sentence is still true or relevant. If the sentence is still true or relevant, you don't need to change the tense. Like, for example, if I tell you, I like rock music, let's go to the concert. Bueno, entonces, in this case, right, rock music, maybe you can say he said he liked rock music. Él dijo que le gustaba el rock. Pero como ya te estoy diciendo, vamos a un concierto, let's go to the concert. This means that the sentence is relevant. Entonces, como la oración es relevante, no me sirve de mucho cambiar la oración al pasado. Simplemente digo, he said he likes rock music, so we will go to the concert. Yeah. Other thing that when it's something that just happened at the moment, you don't need to use backshift. Si algo acaba de ocurrir o si alguien te acaba de decir algo y tú lo repites en ese momento, no tiene caso utilizar backshift. For example, you see the last example. I've broken my arm, que es el ejemplo que está hasta abajo, que lo pueden ver aquí. I've broken my arm, so she said she's broken her arm. No diríamos she hath broken her arm. Yeah. Because it's exactly You know, it's something that is still relevant, and you just said it. Okay, then we check some other things. The demonstratives and the adverbs of time and place. When you change sentences in reported speech, you don't have to do it literally, you know? And I think you won't do it if you don't have, if you know, what's the problem with grammar? A veces el problema con la gramática es que como queremos seguir reglas, nos olvidamos de usar quizá la cabeza, you know? Like to use a common sense, utilizar el sentido común. Y la gramática no le gana al sentido común, ¿ya? So when you have a sentence, for example, like the ones you see here, this is my house, for example. Esta es mi casa. This is my house. Bueno, esto lo dijo alguien en el momento en el que estaban dentro de la casa, ¿verdad? Por eso dijo, this is my house. Esta es mi casa. Okay. But if we are not longer in the house, so we would say, he said that was his house. Él dijo que esa era su casa, ¿ya? Esa, porque ya no estoy dentro de la casa. Ahora bien, es lo que les digo del sentido común. Ahora bien, si estuvieras dentro de la misma casa y repites la oración, pues conservas this, right? Es como, por ejemplo, yo digo, this is my friend, right? Este es mi amigo. Y tú quieres repetir lo que yo dije. Entonces, no dirías, he said this was his friend, porque ya no está ahí el amigo en ese momento de hablar. So, what is going to help you, what is really going to help you is don't use grammar rules if common sense is stronger. Yeah. So grammar doesn't beat common sense. Just use common sense. And we have some other recommendations. So, for example, in the same way, these, estos cambiaría those, esos. Now, ahora cambiaría then, como en ese entonces. For example, if I tell you, do it now, y yo quiero repetir do it now, como sería en inglés. He told me to do it then. O puede decir at that moment. Él me dijo que lo hiciera en ese entonces o en ese momento. ¿Ya? They visited me yesterday. Ellos me visitaron ayer. Yesterday was Wednesday, right? Entonces no tendría lógica que dijéramos lo mismo si es sábado, for example. Entonces por eso diríamos, they visited me we would say, the day before. The day before, or you can also say the previous day. Yeah. So again, when you change sentences to reported speech, we're going to practice now. Just don't do it literally. Okay. Very well. So guys, so far you have any questions? ¿Alguna duda hasta el momento de lo que estamos explicando de reported speech? ¿Hace sentido? ¿Está confuso?
It's not confused, but maybe with practice we catch it.
Okay, so let's do it. Now we continue with some of the exercises we were doing yesterday. And just try to use common sense to try to answer. So in this exercise, for example, number 7, right? They said, y fíjense cómo está, coma, quotation mark. Ellos dijeron, estuvimos en Londres la semana pasada. ¿Ok? Ahora, esto no es reported speech. Yo voy a escribir aquí reported speech. Ellos dijeron, y ya no escribo we. Right? Porque quien está diciendo esto es otra persona que no los incluye, right? Entonces, ¿qué diríamos? They said. ¿Cómo cambiamos we? Más bien, ¿escribimos we o qué escribimos?
They.
They, porque, exacto, no puedes poner we porque la persona que repite no es la misma que hizo esto, ¿ya? So, they said, they, y tienes dos opciones. Lo más natural sería they were in London y si todavía aplica, puedes decir last week. Pero si esto lo repites dentro de 2 semanas, pues ya no aplica. So you would say the previous week or the week before. ¿Por qué? Porque a lo mejor ya lo estoy repitiendo después de un mes. Por lo tanto, si yo dijera the last week, pues ya no estaría pasando la información de forma correcta, right? Ahora sería un chismoso mentiroso, right? So, this case, they were in London the previous week or the week before, ¿ya? Ahora bien, de acuerdo a la gramática, lo más estricto sería cambiar pasado a pasado perfecto. A este punto de reported speech, ya tenemos que manejar la mayoría de los tiempos en inglés. Es decir, ya se tiene que saber bien el presente continuo, pasado, pasado continuo, futuro, y algunos modal verbs para así utilizar correctamente reported speech, right? Entonces, lo correcto sería pasado perfecto. They said they had been. Ellos dijeron que habían estado, pero perfectamente pueden dejar la oración como está. They said they were. No difference. Just, I think this is more for spoken English. If you want to be strict to the grammar, use back shift. O sea, siempre si quieren estar del lado seguro, utilicen back shift. Si están conversando, inglés más informal, no es necesario el back shift. Okay. So let's try with number 8. Please, Javier, can you help me to read this sentence and then you complete with reported speech?
Sure, teacher. He said, I will have finished this paper by tomorrow. And the answer is, he said, he will has,
Mhm. He said he.
he will has,
Ok. ¿Y will cómo cambia?
oh, he has,
No. Vamos a concentrarnos solo en will. Will debe de cambiar.
won't,
Exactly. Will cambia a would. Eso es lo que me importa. Eh, como will
he
have
won't,
es uno solo, entonces también sería lo mismo. Have no cambiaría. Es una sola frase, ¿no? Es un solo bloque. So, he said he would have. Ajá. ¿Por qué no has?
ok,
Porque aquí dice
no lo ocupo cambiar por tercera persona.
no, because, ok, sí, es cierto que se dice he has, pero una vez que tienes would, un modal verb anula cualquier cambio al siguiente verbo. Cuando tengas would, can, could, should, etc., el verbo siempre va en forma base, aunque aquí haya tercera persona.
Ah, ok.
¿Ya? Ok. So he said he would have finished this paper. Y aquí va lo interesante que estamos viendo. By, ¿cómo cambiaríamos tomorrow?
By,
Ok, ¿cómo cambiamos tomorrow? Tomorrow changes to.
ok.
Can you repeat? So what is that? Okay. Well, is okay,
The
quitamos
next day,
va.
perdón, estaba apagado el micrófono.
Ajá.
The next day or following day.
Exactly. The next day or the following day. Exactly. Okay, very well. So that's how we do it. Why? Because again, it depends, right? When are you repeating the sentence? Here, what matters is the perspective of the person that is saying, right? If you are repeating this sentence the same day it was said, so just keep it. Si tú repites esta misma oración el mismo día que se dijo originalmente, pues puedes escribir tomorrow. Pero si no, entonces tienes que cambiarlo porque ya no sería correcto poner tomorrow, porque el tomorrow original se refería a
Ya
otro
pasó.
día, right? Okay, let's check number 9. Gabriel, please, can you help me read number 9? And then you replace, here you use reported speech.
He said they won't sleep. He said. Wait a second.
In this case, it's will, but in negative. So what do we use, Gabriel, to change will? We use
I don't know. I don't know.
check will, changes to,
Will.
changes to, ¿a qué cambia?
Will we change to you?
Would, exactly. Just that it's a negative, right? So you would say, in this case, he said they wouldn't sleep. Ellos dijeron que no dormirían. Entonces, dormirán, cambia, no dormirán, cambiaría, no dormirían. Okay. Number 10, please. Can you help me, Moni?
She said that? No. Oh. Ay, sí era.
That it. So is, you need to change to the past.
Okay. It was.
Correct. It was.
Very
And
quiet.
here, what do we do with here?
No.
Try to
No
imagine
sé
like
cómo
in
se
Spanish.
cambia ese.
Okay, you tell me a quiet place. But what is your favorite place? Tell me a favorite place.
My house.
Okay, my house. Okay, tu casa es un lugar tranquilo. Entonces, digamos, tú dijiste, es muy tranquilo aquí, es muy callado, es muy tranquilo. Ok, entonces yo voy a repetir lo que tú dijiste. Yo diría, ella dijo que era muy callado, pero no puedo decir aquí. Es decir, no puedo repetir here, porque yo no estoy en tu casa, right? So, we need to say que era muy callado o muy tranquilo.
Allá.
Allá, yeah. So, there, yeah. So, here changes to there unless you're in the same place. A menos que estés en el mismo lugar, se conserva, yeah. If not, you leave it. Okay.
Vale.
Okay. Oscar?
Thanks.
Yes. Oscar?
Is correctly use that?
Yeah, you can use that or not, it's optional.
Okay.
El that es que, solo que a veces solo se supone en
Okay.
inglés. Tú puedes decir, she said it was, or she said that it was. Lo mismo con todos, puedes poner that si tú quieres. That,
Okay. It's optional. Oh,
he said that they, he said that he would. That is always optional.
okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Any questions here so far? So far we check how to report we check how to report sentences, but we're going to check how to report questions. Cómo se reportan o cómo se repiten las preguntas. Okay, so it is interesting, yeah? Esto va de la mano con el tema de indirect voice. First, remember that reported questions, okay, a question usually has something that is called inversion. Inversion es, bueno, la forma en la que ponemos primero el verbo auxiliar, por ejemplo, en vez de decir, he likes pizza, en el pasado, bueno, pero no en el pasado, en la pregunta, sería, does he like pizza? Ajá. So, this is what we do usually with questions, right? Ahora, ¿qué pasa si yo quiero repetir una pregunta de alguien? Does he like pizza? Y alguien pregunta, ¿qué dijo? Entonces tú dirías, he asked. Él preguntó. Entonces tenemos de dos en este caso. Because this is an open yes, no question. Esa es una pregunta abierta cuya respuesta puede ser sí o no. So you can say, he asked if. Entonces ponemos if. Esto es como en español, ¿no? Él preguntó si le gustaba la pizza. So he asked if he liked pizza. He asked if he liked pizza. All right. Cuando hay una pregunta en la cual no tenemos where, what, who, why, which, etc. So, in that case, en ese caso, bueno, es sin la... no agregamos nada más que if. Yeah. Now, what if we have a WH question, for example, where do you eat pizza? So, in this case, you would say, he asked where I ate pizza. So, it happens something you need to pay attention here. Esta es una pregunta, pero cuando yo repito esa pregunta, deja de ser pregunta. ¿Ya? Again, esta es pregunta, pero si alguien repite una pregunta, la oración repetida ya no es pregunta. Por lo tanto, ya no va ni question mark, ni utilizo verbo auxiliar. Here, where do you eat pizza? He asked, where? No, where do I eat? No, or where did I eat? No, where I ate pizza. Él preguntó dónde comía pizza o dónde comí pizza. ¿Ya? Entonces, cuando repetimos una pregunta, recuerden, ya no utiliza una estructura de pregunta. Do you have any questions? You can check the other examples here. It says, is this your usual way of spending the evening?
Teacher,
Yeah?
in the case or that question in the group,
Mhm.
suppose I asked to the class, do you like pizza?
Mhm.
O sea, pero hablando en general, ¿cómo se cambiaría?
Do you like?
O sea, si les preguntara al grupo en general, do you like pizza?
Mhm.
¿Cómo lo cambiaríamos?
So you asked them, le preguntaste a them, al grupo, ¿no? A ellos. So you asked them
Ah, ok.
if they liked pizza.
O podríamos usar we y me puedo incluir.
Pero en ese caso tu pregunta sería, do we? ¿Nos gusta? Do we like pizza? Entonces ahí sí dirías, Javier asked if they like pizza. En este caso,
Ok, ok.
bueno, porque yo no estoy incluido, ¿no? Pero si tú repitieras la misma pregunta que preguntaste, tú dirías, I asked if we like pizza. Pregunté si nos gustaba la pizza.
Ok, ok.
Okay, very well. So, any questions? Any questions, guys, so far?
No, teacher, maybe no.
Okay, excellent. So we continue. Then the other example that we have here is he asked me if, también puedes utilizar whether. Whether es la manera más formal de if. ¿Es tu forma usual de pasar la noche? Él me preguntó si esa era, o sea, tienes es, en pasado es was, también puedes dejar el is. He asked me if this was my usual way of spending the evening. Él me preguntó si era mi forma usual de pasar la noche. Okay. So, we have here no question mark, right? No hay signo de interrogación, no hay estructura de pregunta, porque cuando repetimos una pregunta, entonces no es pregunta. Ok. Where is your car? ¿Dónde está tu carro? Él me preguntó, fíjense cómo es la estructura. He asked me where my car was y no where was my car. Y es un error muy frecuente con reported speech y con el otro tema que vamos a ver que es indirect speech. So, where is your car? Ya, tengo que seguir la estructura que es lo de inversion. El verbo auxiliar y después el sujeto, ¿no? Y después aquí simplemente lo pongo como si fuera una oración afirmativa. He asked me where, no where was, sino where my car was. Entonces, el was no va aquí como preguntando, más bien va al final porque está afirmando. ¿Ya? So, questions here?
It could be either he asked me if I know where is my car.
Sí, pero estamos agregando, ¿no? Cosas que no tienen la oración. He asked me if I know. Yeah. He asked me if en este caso sería if I knew, si sabía. He asked me if I knew where my car was.
Okay.
Me preguntó si sabía dónde estaba mi auto, pero también puede ser así, más fácil. He asked me where my car was.
Okay,
Ok,
thank you.
ahora vamos a ver el tema que les había comentado que se llama indirect speech. And this is a bit related to this topic. So, actually, all this topic, todo este tema se le conoce formalmente como indirect speech. O sea, incluso el reported speech, lo que estamos viendo ahora, es una forma de speech indirecto. ¿Ya? Is what I told you. Yesterday I told you, ayer les comenté. Si tenemos un speech directo o indirecto es porque hay un speech directo. ¿Ya? Y aquí vamos a hablar sobre todo de las indirect questions. So, in indirect speech, you are usually more polite. You don't say things directly as the name suggests. Just like, for example, What's your name? What's your name is a direct question, right? What's your name is a direct question. Now, what if I want to be more polite? Maybe I don't know the person. Maybe the person is older than me. Maybe the person is my boss. In that case, would be a strike for not knowing your boss's name. But if I ask this and I want to be more polite, instead of asking a direct question or direct question, you would ask an indirect question. So you would ask something like, excuse me, could you tell me what your name is? Could you tell me what your name is? So this is an indirect question. And you are being more polite and you're using the structure of a sentence. Another example is, I was wondering means me preguntaba. I was wondering what your name, you can say is or was. Me preguntaba cuál es tu nombre o me preguntaba cuál era su nombre, ¿ya? I was wondering what your name is without question mark, sin question mark, because the expression I was wondering. So you can use many expressions. You can use, for example, you could ask, could you tell me? ¿Me podrías decir? May I know? ¿Puedo saber? I'd like to know. Me gustaría saber. I'm curious about. And all of these are ways you start an indirect question. So you say, I don't know, you want to be more formal. You can say Mr., right? You can say Miss. You can say Mrs. You can say ma'am. You can say sir. And these are ways you can be more formal. Excuse me, Mr. And you say the name, the last name of the person. Excuse me, sir. Disculpe, señor. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. Disculpe, señora. Yeah. So you would say, excuse me, sir. May I know what your name is? But check the structure. We don't say, may I know what is your name? And this is the most common mistake with this topic. Because people say, may I know what is your name? Like a normal question. But in indirect speech, in indirect questions, you leave the auxiliary verb at the end or you don't use it at all because it's an indirect question. And here's the important thing. Indirect question uses the structure of an affirmative sentence. ¿Ya? Una oración, una pregunta indirecta no utiliza una estructura de una pregunta, utiliza una estructura de una afirmación. ¿Ya? So far, do you have any questions? ¿Hay alguna duda? Vamos a poner otro ejercicio, por ejemplo. Sobre todo cuando son preguntas un poco más sensibles, cuando no tienes tanta confianza con la persona, hay que usar esta forma porque se pueden sacar un poco de onda o porque puede sonar un poco mal educado, you know? So that's why we have the indirect speech. So for example, you could say, where is it? ¿Dónde está? Where is it? Pues es una pregunta directa, puede sonar agresiva, puede sonar ruda, ¿no? So you could ask something like, excuse me, distinguished gentleman. Disculpe, distinguido caballero. Excuse me, distinguished gentleman. Could you tell me where it is? Ya no where is it, sino where it is, porque sigo la estructura de una afirmación en preguntas indirectas. Excuse me, distinguished gentleman, could you tell me where is maybe the toilet, right? Could you tell me where the restroom is? Restroom es el tocador, ¿no? Ya te va a escuchar mucho más formal. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, distinguished ma'am. Distinguished lady. Could you tell me where the restroom is? Y de hecho, como dicen, en el pedir está el dar. Esto es algo muy útil, por ejemplo, para, puedes pedir un favor, negocios, la educación. Mucho hablamos a veces del inglés informal, que a veces no es tan bueno, que tenemos que ver cómo es el inglés cuando se habla diariamente, pero en un contexto quizá más serio, pues sí te conviene usar, tomar mano de la gramática y utilizar formas más sofisticadas de hablar, you know? So there's nothing wrong about it, just is the register. Hay registros formales, informales, neutrales, es cuestión de cómo, en dónde estés, con quién estés, para saber qué decir y cómo decirlo, ¿ya? Just like in Spanish. Sometimes you can use tú, sometimes you use usted. It depends how you feel with the person, right? So it's the same thing here. So far, do you have any questions? ¿Alguien tiene alguna duda sobre estas indirect questions?
In America, it's old-fashioned to speak like that. I think in British, it's more normal to use that formality, right?
Yes. Yes, in the United Kingdom, they are still very sophisticated. Like they are very proud and they're very polite. Yes. Compare when you watch series. I don't know why, but I think people, and you know, there's like a whole thing around British people. For example, they're more sarcastic, they're very, they call witty. Witty es una palabra en inglés que significa alguien que es inteligente, astuto y gracioso al mismo tiempo. For example, British use a lot of sarcasm, utilizan mucho sarcasmo. Son los amos del sarcasmo, de witty language. Entonces siempre quieren sonar muy intelectuales cuando hablan. Decoran mucho las palabras. Eso es lo bonito del inglés británico. El inglés americano es más como al punto, al grano, ¿sabes? But yeah, that's like part of the British culture, you know, it's like English is our language and we feel proud and they make fun of Americans. So maybe let me show you, for example, one video. One second. This episode is fun. Look, it's just 4 minutes, but it's very fun. Y habla acerca de cómo es este sarcasmo británico. Ok, traten de ver lo que realmente están queriendo decir, porque el punto del sarcasmo o el juego del sarcasmo es decir algo, pero que tengas que descifrarlo, ¿no? Muchas veces es lo opuesto de lo que te estoy diciendo.
It's nice to see the weather's fantastic again.
Sounds like it's going to be a lovely day. Or is it? Let's watch and find out.
It's nice to see the weather's fantastic again.
Really? I didn't think it was going to be that good today.
Oh, it's a beautiful day.
Oh, maybe they got the forecast wrong.
I can't wait to go outside and do my shopping.
Well, I've had enough of being stuck inside today. I'll get your shopping for you. I'm not going out there.
The British summer is fantastic, isn't it?
What's the matter?
I think Chloe was trying to trick me. Well, all that talk of how beautiful a day it is, and I fell for it.
Chloe wasn't trying to trick you. That was sarcasm. Sarcasm is where people say the opposite of what they mean, and they use it to talk about things they don't like. It can be confusing. Chloe was talking about the weather, but we can use it to talk about all kinds of things. You'll see more examples at the end of the programme. Now, one way that you can tell when people are being sarcastic is they often use a different intonation, falling rather than the rising tone people usually use when they're happy or excited. Sometimes people stretch words, making them longer if they're being sarcastic. Listen to the difference between "I can't wait to go outside" and "I can't wait to go outside." You should also think about the context. People often use sarcasm when it's obvious that they mean the opposite to what they're saying. Once you can tell that someone's being sarcastic, why not join in? Let's try it again.
Oh, it's nice to see the weather's fantastic again.
Yes, it's great, isn't it?
Oh, it's a beautiful day.
I love days like these.
I can't wait to go outside and do my shopping.
Yes, that will be great fun, won't it?
It's brilliant when you make me cold tea.
Oh, it's so much fun looking for the TV remote when you've lost it. You are great at tidying up after yourself.
Yeah, that's British way. And you know, you see this in lots of series, in movies, but also like people really they speak like this all the time. I have some British friends and they're a lot like this. They're nice. Yeah, so we can we're going to practice this. I have a British friend I want to show you. He sent me an audio. I want you to hear his pronunciation and the vocabulary he uses. Listen. This is his name is Jake. Yes, so apellido es Bond, como James Bond. Here.
Hello, Eddie Reddy. I miss you, bro. It's so good to hear from you.
Oh, so fast.
Hello, Eddie Reddy. I miss you, bro. It's so good to hear from you. We love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you and your beautiful wife one day. So show me this LinkedIn account because I haven't used LinkedIn in a long time. So let me know which one you're talking about. But yeah, I would be more than happy to help if I can help. I will have a look. What sort of business is it that you run? Is it still?
Yeah, that's how he speaks. But you know that's how you need to decide sometimes if you want to focus more on American or British, but both have some good and bad things. Okay, very well, guys. So we will practice the Ingrid questions tomorrow. So we'll see you in the next class. We're done for today. So take care. Goodbye.
Have a nice weekend, my dear teacher.
Yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend for you too.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Hi, my dear ones.